Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, that first coffee of the day? Ever stop and think what's really behind the taste?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today we're getting into it. We're comparing Arabica and Robusta beans.
Yeah, think of this as the quick guide to understanding your cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A shortcut to knowing what's what. We've got this great comparison chart diving into the key stuff.
And our mission really is just to unpack the main differences. Maybe uncover a few surprising things along the way.
Okay, so let's kick off with the origins. Where do they come from?
Yeah.
Arabica sounds quite classic, right?
Ethiopia, Yemen.
Yeah, the highlands there and South Sudan too.
Yeah.
Very much the sort of birthplace.
And Robusta.
That's more sub-Saharan Africa originally.
Mm-hmm.
But the interesting thing is how it spread. Think Vietnam, Indonesia, huge producers now.
Right, and it goes deeper, like down to the actual genetics. I saw something about chromosomes.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Arabica has 44 chromosomes.
Okay.
Robusta only has 22.
So what does that actually mean for the coffee? Well, think of it like this. Arabica's extra chromosomes mean more genetic complexity, potentially a wider range of flavors, more possibilities.
Oh, okay.
Robusta's simpler structure that contributes more to its, toughness, its resilience.
Which makes sense when we talk flavor. Arabica gets praise for being sweet, fruity, maybe floral, and that bright acidity.
Exactly. That complexity comes through. It can be really nuanced.
But Robusta is different.
Oh, yeah.
Much bolder. Strong, bitter, often earthy, sometimes even smoky. People pick up rubbery or like peanutty notes sometimes. Definitely a contrast. And if you need waking up,
Yeah.
Robusta's the one. I hear it's got way more caffeine.
Almost double, typically. We're talking maybe 2.2 to 2.7% caffeine in Robusta.
Compared to?
Arabica, more like 1.2 to 1.5%.
Wow.
And that lower caffeine in Arabica ties into its higher, brighter acidity. Robusta's higher caffeine contributes to a heavier feel, lower acidity overall.
Okay, so caffeine is part of the bitterness, but there's more to it with a Robusta,
Right. It's not just the caffeine. Robusta also has higher levels of these things called chlorogenic acids, or CGAs.
CGAs.
Yeah, they're natural compounds in the plant, and they definitely add to that stronger, sometimes harsher, bitter taste. Arabica has less.
Got it. But here's maybe the aha moment for why people often prefer Arabica's taste, the sugar and lipids.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge factor. Arabica has significantly more sugar, nearly double sometimes, more inherent sweetness, better caramelization when resting, and the lipids, the fats and oils. Arabica has about 60% more. That gives it a smoother mouthfeel, better body, and helps carry those lovely aromas.
Makes sense. So taste, chemistry. What about just looking at them? Can you tell them apart?
You usually can, yeah. Arabica beans tend to be larger, more oval-shaped, with the sort of curvy S-shaped crease down the middle.
Okay.
Robusta beans are typically smaller, rounder, and the crease is usually straighter.
Little visual cues. And how about growing them? You mentioned Robusta is tougher.
Big difference there. Arabica is, fussier. It likes high altitudes, think 600 up to over 2,000 meters.
Why? Higher?
And cooler temperatures, like 15, 24 degrees Celsius. It needs specific conditions.
So harder to grow.
Definitely more challenging. Robusta, on the other hand, is happy lower down, even near sea level, up to maybe 800 meters.
No weather.
Yeah, it can handle hotter, more humid climates, up to even 35 degrees Celsius. It's just hardier, which generally makes it easier and cheaper to cultivate.
And it fights off pests better.
Yeah.
Because of the caffeine.
Exactly. That high caffeine content acts as a natural deterrent for insects, so better pest resistance, and it usually gives a higher yield of beans per tree compared to Arabica.
More beans, less fuss. Does that mean it lasts longer on the shelf too?
Generally, yes. Robusta beans are a bit more stable, which is one reason they're so common in, say, instant coffee.
Oh, right.
And that stability plus the oils helps produce that really thick, long-lasting crema you want on an espresso.
So that's why blends often use some Robusta.
Precisely. For the crema, the body, and frankly, the cost.
Okay, let's talk market share then. Arabica dominates, right?
Yeah, it's the big one. Somewhere around 60, maybe 75% of the world market. It's your specialty coffee, your single origins, your high-end blends.
And Robusta fills the rest.
Pretty much. That 25–40% range mostly goes into instant coffee, commercial blends where cost is key, and those espresso blends we mentioned.
Looking ahead, Climate change is a big topic.
Mm.
Does Robusta's toughness play a role there?
It's becoming incredibly important. Arabica is quite vulnerable to climate shifts, higher temperatures, new pests.
Hmm.
Robusta's natural resilience makes it much better suited to adapt to those changes. It's likely going to be crucial for future coffee production, for sustainability.
That's a really significant point. And the bottom line cost.
Yeah.
Is
Sure.
Robusta significantly cheaper?
Oh, yeah. Green Robusta beans can be like half the price of Arabica, sometimes even less. That price difference impacts everything down the chain.
So, wrapping it up, Arabica brings the complex flavors, the aroma, the nuance,
Right, the specialty experience for many.
while Robusta offers the strength, the caffeine kick, the crema, the resilience, and it's easier on the wallet.
That sums it up pretty well. Different beans for different needs, really.
Which leads to the final thought for you listening. Knowing all this, what do you actually prioritize in your coffee? Is it that delicate flavor profile, the jolt, the price, the sustainability angle?
Yeah, it's more than just habit, isn't it? It's this whole blend of factors, biology, farming, economics, and just what you like, something to maybe notice in your next cup.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.